What's going on, y'all? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of Dice Throne Season 2 in honor of Dice Throne Adventures coming out really soon. So let's go ahead and take this to the table and start the game. So I have the game set up for 2 players. We have the player's dice here, and then mine are here. The decks are here, shuffled and ready to go. You start with a hand of 4 cards from your deck, and then these are the Gunslinger's 4 cards. I have them turned towards me so I can see what they got. Then we have the tokens. They're set up in the correct token spot on the leaflet. We start with 30 health. It does say 50, but we're going to try and do a quick game. Then we have the CP. You start out with 2. Samurai has 2 as well. And let's get it started. So I will roll first as a samurai. All right, let's see. What do I got? Okay. So I have 1, 5, 2. I'm going to reroll these. Okay, let's see what I get. I have Solemnity. I can deal 7 damage and inflict shame. So when I inflict with shame, they do 1 less damage when they attack me. So she's inflicted with shame, but she still gets to roll her defense, which is duel. So we both will roll 1, so I'll just roll them together. All right, let's see. So she got a 6, so she can either deal 3 damage or prevent half damage. So the damage I would do is 7, so she would prevent 4. So she's going to prevent 4, and then she takes 3 damage. So all right, there's that. And then Gunslinger goes. Let's see. She got 6. That's close to an ultimate. Oh, and since it's her first turn, I skipped my income phase, but it's her first turn, so I'm not allowed to do income phase. The first player is not allowed to do their income phase, so they get 1 CP, and they draw 1 card. She draws 1 card. So we'll take this. It is a new card. So this is invalid right now. Let's just ignore that. And she's going to use, she's still in her main phase. She'll use Vegas Baby. So what Vegas Baby is, you roll 1 die, gain half the value SCP. So 6. Oh my gosh. All right. So she is at a 9 CP now. And then this will be her discard pile here. She will buy Take Cover for 2 CP and Bounty Hunter for 1 CP. So that's 3 CP away from 9 down to 6. And then we have Bounty Hunter level 2 and Take Cover level 2 as well. All right. And now we will go into the offensive roll phase. So she picks up her dice, rolls them. And what can she do? Let's see. Let's see with the Take Cover 2, gain evasive and deal 6 damage. So she's going to go for that. We have that and that. Let's roll this. Roll this. That was all right. I can't do that. What am I stuck with then? Deal 3 damage. All right, she's going to take these right here. These are invalid. And deal 3 damage. Now I will do my defensive roll. I roll 3 dice. And then... So, I deal 2 damage because this is a deal 1 times each sword I have damage. So I have 2 swords, so that's 2 damage. And I prevent 2 damage on this. So this is on, which means on this I prevent 2 damage. So I deal 2 and I prevent 2. Her attack was going to be for 3. So, oh, plus she has the shame, so I don't take any damage. But she does take 2. So we'll take this down to 25. And then, yeah, because that was my defense and I used that. So now she goes back to her main phase and she's actually going to skip it because she doesn't have any cards she would like to sell for 1 CP. And then this will get removed since it's only valid after 1 roll phase. So that gets removed. And then she's good on her cards. And my turn. So we will put this aside here. I will gain 1 CP. And then I will draw a card. Let's see. We have gain 2 honor. So I'm going to play this. And then I will discard this over here. I will gain 2 honor. So when I have honor, I can spend it to increase my attack damage by 1, or spend 2 honor to increase my attack damage by 3. It's an attack modifier. So we have that. And then let's go ahead and roll. Let's see. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and try for a straight. Any kind. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have that. I will use So Wild, and I will change the value of any 1 die for 2 CP. So I have 0 left, because Honorable costed 1, and this costs 2, and then I will change this to a 5. So now I have a large straight, so I can deal 7 damage and roll 4 dice. All right, so 7 damage and roll 4 dice. Ooh. All right, add 1 times this damage. So this is 9 damage now. Inflict 1 times shame. I don't have it. On this, gain backstrike. When a player with backstrike receives damage as a result of an opponent's offensive roll, they may choose to spend this token. If spent, roll 1 die, then deal half the value as damage to the attacking player. So I will collect that token. And then, all right, so she's going to take 9 damage. Let's see if her defense can prevent it. So we both roll 1 die. So she rolls this one. It's a 6 again. And I roll this one. It's a 3. So she's going to prevent half damage rounded up. So she's going to prevent 5, but I still deal 4 damage. So it takes her down to 21. Uh-oh, Gunslinger's not looking too hot. All right, there's that. And then it goes back to my main phase, second main phase, which is if I have any cards I'd like to sell, or if I'm over the hand limit of 6, I need to sell down to 6. And for each card you sell, you gain 1 CP, regardless of how much it costs to use. So do I want to sell any? Nah, I think I'm good. All right, so we go into her upkeep phase / income phase. So she doesn't have any status effects that need to be resolved. So she will gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. Whoops, 1 card. Then on here, I don't think she has any cards she wants to sell. She's going to do the instant action of bye-bye. Remove a status effect token from a chosen player. So she's going to spend 2 CP And she's going to take back the back strike. She's going to remove it from me. And then that takes her down to 5. And now she will go into her offensive roll. Let's see. What does she have? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she'll, let's see. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So she can only do revolver again, which is 3 damage. But she has this attack modifier she's going to use. So for 1 CP, because it's the roll phase action, she's going to spend 1 CP. So that brings her down to 4. And then she's going to roll 5 dice. So we roll 5 dice. So it's already at a 3 damage. Roll 5 dice. Then you add 1 times each number of bullets that were rolled to the amount of damage. It was 3, now it's 6. Now if she had rolled at least 4 damage, she would have inflicted knockdown, which is... To remove this token, a player afflicted with it must spend 2 CP before the start of their offensive roll phase. If the player does not, they must skip their offensive roll phase and then remove this token. So yeah, if she inflicted knockdown, I would have either had to skip my next offensive roll phase or spend 2 CP. But luckily, for me, she didn't inflict knockdown. But it is going to be 6 damage so far. So let's go ahead and roll my 3 dice. And let's see. Now that was that. 1 sword. All right. 1 time, so 1 damage, and I prevent 2 damage. So I prevent 2 damage, and it was 6, so I take 4 damage. 4 damage for me, and I deal 1 damage to her. All right, there's that. And then her next main phase is if she wants to sell any cards, and she only has 1, so I don't think she's going to go do that. Status effects, she has none on her board. And then it is now my turn. So main phase, upkeep phase, any status effects. These I have not spent yet, so they're still available. And then we have the income phase, so we gain 1 CP. And we draw 1 card. All right, let's see what we have. Well, I don't have 2 CP, so I can't really, I can, all right. Gonna start with the offensive roll phase. What do we have? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try for Wakizashi. Maybe I said that right, maybe I didn't. So we have 1 of these, and then we had 2 of these. So I'm gonna roll these and try to get another 1 of these here. Nope, that's roll number 2. And that's my 3rd roll. All right, so we got the Wakizashi. So I gain backstrike. So we gain this, which again I can, if I am attacked, I can choose to spend the token. I roll 1 die and then I deal half the value as damage to the attacking player. I deal 3 undefendable damage, but I'm going to use my honor and I'm going to increase my attack damage by 3. So it's going to be 6 undefendable damage. And let's see. So she doesn't have any cards to change my dice, and she cannot roll her defense against this roll because so undefendable means you cannot roll your defense. If she had cards to change my dice, she could do that. Or if she had evasive, which when a player with this evasive receives damage, they may choose to spend this token. If spent, roll 1 die. If the outcome is 1 to 2, no damage is received. And so if she had evasive, she could do that, but she doesn't. So she's going to take 6 undefendable damage, which brings her down to 14. All right, and then back to my main phase, second time. Don't want to sell any of my cards for 1 CP. I'm going to sell one of these cards, and I'm going to gain 1 CP. Resolve status effects. I don't have any that need to be resolved. It is her turn, so she'll go main phase, no tokens. She does gain reload. We've missed this the past couple of turns, so we'll just go ahead and give her 2. If a player concludes their offensive roll phase with an attack, they may spend this token. If spent, roll 1 die and add half the value as damage. So that's an attack modifier. So when she damages me, she can add extra damage on top of that. All right, now on to her income phase. So 1 CP. Do that, and then draw 1 card. And then she will start her offensive roll phase. Move these over here. All right, let's see. What can you get? What can you get? She's gonna try her luck at re-rolling 2 of these. Ugh. You know what? Let's try and re-roll them all. She hasn't been doing too good with these rolls. Let's see. Okay. So what can I do with what I got here? Can I do anything? So again, just not a very good roll for the gunslinger. We will... she can't do anything with this. So nothing happens. It goes into her next main phase. Now, if she had cards, she could, of course, manipulate the dice to change them and whatnot, but she doesn't have any cards. So we're going to have to skip the offensive roll and then just go directly back into her next main phase. She doesn't want to sell any of her cards. Her tokens stay there, and we go on to the samurai's turn. All right, upkeep phase, none of my tokens. Actually, I spent these earlier, so these need to be removed. And then backstrike, I still have this. And my income phase, I gain 1 CP, and I draw 1 card. What do I have? And I'm going to spend getting paid, and I'm going to gain 2 CP. So that was free. And then I will upgrade my Hagakuri. I think that's what that is. So we will upgrade this, and it's 2 CP. So go to 3. All right, drop down the 3 CP for me, and I will start my offensive roll phase. Okay. It's a lot of those little things, but they don't really do that good for me. Let's re-roll them all. See what else we get. Okay. So let's roll these. If we get a small straight, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a small straight. All right, what can I do? So I gain honor, and then I deal 6 damage. So we'll put this aside. Actually, so far I gain honor and I deal 6 damage, and then I'm going to play the Gishi. It's an attack modifier, so I'll roll 1 die, and I inflict 2 shame because it was this result. Right there. And so I will take 2 shame, affliction. And there we go. And then I spent 1 CP. I think that was pretty good. And then she's going to defend against it. Now she's still defending against the damage, but any applicable status effect tokens still happen. So she's going to roll for defense. Whoops, that was wrong. We both roll 1 die, so she'll roll first. And it's a 5, and mine is a 6. So she still deals 1 damage to me, which is okay, but she does take 6. Oof. Brings her down to 8. I don't know how this is going to go. Sometimes at the end, something crazy happens and it just shifts the whole game. So we'll see. She is at 8, but let's see what happens. All right. So that was my turn. And then offensive, got that. And now back to my next main phase. And I don't have anything I want to, no cards I need to sell. All right. So back to her. Let's see. So it's our upkeep phase. And status tokens, nothing there. And then we have their income phase. She gets 6 and she draws a card. She's going to spend 1 CP because she needs some good cards right now. So she's going to spend 1 CP and she will draw 2 cards for the double up. So, all right, she got a So Wild, which is change the value of any 1 die, and a Wild Wild West attack modifier. All right, so now onto her offensive roll phase. Okay. Ooh, she's got a large straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's Fan the Hammer, gain 2 evasive and deal 7 damage. So she gains 2 evasive, which that can really come in handy. So right now she's going to be dealing 7 damage, but she has this attack modifier, Wild West. Now it says when you spend a reload, you may reroll that die 1 time. If you do, add an additional damage to the outcome. So she's going to spend a reload. She's going to roll the die. And definitely not like that, so she'll roll it again. And that's a 5 divided by 2. It's 2.5 rounded up. That would be 3. And then she adds an additional 1 damage. So that's 4 plus her 7. So she right now is about to deal 11 damage. And let's see what I can defend against. So right now we have 11 damage coming at me. She spent the reload token, and I roll my 3 dice. All right, let's see. So I deal 2 damage, and I prevent 2. So I deal 2, and I prevent 2. And it was 11, so I take 9 damage still, which brings me down to half, and I deal 2 damage. Ooh. She did knock me down pretty far, though, because we're only 10 apart, whereas we were about 15 apart, I think. All right, so now that concludes that. She spent the token. Discard pile. These dice go here. It is now back to her second main phase, and she will just skip. She doesn't want to sell anything, and then she just kind of wants to save the CP. So back to Samurai's upkeep phase. So resolve status tokens. He doesn't have any that need to be resolved. And then let's go to the income phase. Gain 1 CP. And we'll draw a card. I'm going to go ahead and use double up. I'm going to spend 1 CP and I'm going to draw 2 cards. Let's see what I got. Okay, so that's that, and then let's see. Onto my offensive roll phase. All right, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a large straight. We can go for Masamune right now. I'm going to put this 6 aside, and we're going to go for an ultimate. All right, maybe that was a mistake. We'll see. 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm going to keep the small straight. See, I should have kept the large straight. But we'll just keep the small straight, and we'll gain honor. Then deal 6 damage. So I'm going to be dealing 6 damage as of right now. But I will spend 2. And I will be dealing 9 damage. So as of right now, I'll be dealing 9 damage. And she has 6 health. So let's see what she can defend against. So she rolls a die. And it's a 6. All right, so let's see if I can beat that. I got a 5. I did not beat it. So So again, she prevents 5 damage. And it was going to be 9. So she takes 4 damage. Ooh, she's hanging on by a thread. So her health is now at 2. Because she took that 4 damage. It was at 6. And then these tokens I have used. Those have been spent. But hold on. She has all of these things that might help her. So we have not this time. A chosen player prevents 6 incoming damage. So she could use that. Even though it's 4, she doesn't want to lose all her health. She could also use evasive. Let's see. She's going to spend 1 evasive. She's going to roll a die. It's a 6. So nothing. Nope. So she spent that. And then she's going to spend another evasive and roll a die. It's a 5. That doesn't work. So as of right now, she's still taking 4 damage. But she does have not this time. A chosen player prevents 6 incoming damage. So she's going to use not this time. She's going to pay 1 CP. And it keeps her at the 6. So she got lucky. And then there's that. All right. Now back to my main phase, part 2. All right. I don't have any cards that I want to sell or any upgrades I want to buy. So we'll just go ahead and go to her turn. So her main phase, her upkeep phase. Upkeep phase. No tokens need to be resolved. All right. We will go to her income phase. 1 CP. Draw 1 card. All right, all right. There we go. And then she'll go, let's see. She'll spend 2 CP, and she's going to go for the Showdown number 2. Might help her. So she's going to try and shoot for a small straight this time, depending on what she rolls. So she was at 5 CP, now she's at a 3. And then straight into the offensive roll. Let's see. Ooh, wow, okay, okay. Let's see what happens if we keep these and roll this. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 3, 4, 5, 6. She has a small straight, and she just bought the small straight. After targeting an opponent, you each roll 1 die. If your roll is greater, deal 8 damage. Otherwise, 6 damage. So she deals 6 damage, and then she's going to spend a reload. And she's going to spend this reload. She's going to roll it. 6. So she deals half of that as damage. So 9 damage so far. So she's going to deal 9 damage so far. Actually, let's rewind that. So currently, because of the reload, she's going to be dealing 9 damage. So we'll keep that. But let's rewind it to when we first rolled, because I just noticed she had this so wild. Change the value of any 1 die. So since it's like her last hurrah, maybe, so she's going to, let's say she would have changed this instead of a 1 that she got earlier. Let's change it to a 6, and then mine, you know, it was whatever it was. But that adds 2 more damage because the small straight was going to give her 8, and then plus the reload, now it's at 11 instead of 9. So for the So Wild, 2 CP. She's down to 1 CP, but this might help her. So, 11 damage. All right, we got that. Now my defense, 11 damage, but then she also has the shame. She removes reduced damage by 1. So it is now down to 9 damage. 9 damage, and then I will do my defense. All right, so 1 times damage. That's 1 times damage, and then I prevent 1 times each of these damage. So that's, I prevent 2 damage. So it was going to be 9. Now it's 7. I deal 1, and then I have the backstrike. When a player with backstrike receives damage as a result of an offensive roll, they may choose to spend this token. If spent, roll 1 die, then deal half the value as damage. All right, round it up. So I will roll 1 of these. Half the value of 1 is half, so it's 1 damage. So that's 2 damage to her and 7 damage to me. All right. That got crazy. All right, so I spent the back strike, and now take my dice back. Back to her main phase, part 2. She's gonna go ahead and sell this Dead Eye 2. She's gonna gain 1 CP. She's just throwing it all in the bucket, trying to see if she can come back with something. All right, back to me. My upkeep phase, status effects and tokens, nothing there. And then income phase, 1 CP, draw 1 card. All right. And then I will begin my offensive roll phase. Let's see what we got. Let's just go. Got the swords. Let's see if we can get more swords. Got another sword and another sword. All right. So we will be dealing 7 damage. And I have nothing to increase it. Well, nothing to increase it. So 7 damage as of right now. She rolls 1 die. It's a 5. I roll mine. It's a 2. All right. So she's going to prevent half damage. So right now we're doing 7. She's going to prevent 3.5 rounded up, which is 4. So she takes 3 damage. Ooh, wow. She's at 1. 1 life. All right. And that concludes my turn. Well, back to my second main phase, but do I want to? Yeah, I will sell 2 cards, 1 status effect, and get that out of here. We'll sell those, and I will gain 2 CP. There's that. And back to her. Let's see if she can win this. All right, so she's got 1 life left. Upkeep phase. She gains a reload. 1, not 2. And then income phase, 1 CP. And draw 1 card. There's that. All right, into her offensive roll. Let's see. Okay, oh my god. Okay. Maybe she shouldn't have spent that dead eye, but she's going to do that. No, alright. Okay, well, let's see what she can do with this. This is just not the Gunslinger's game. So, Bounty Hunter, she will inflict bounty, which is this one right here. On to me. So, when a player afflicted with this token is attacked by an opponent, the attacker increases their damage by 1 and gains 1 CP. So it was going to be 1 damage, but now it's 2 damage, and she gains 1 CP. So, she's dealing 2 damage, and I'm going to roll my defense. So we'll put that to the side. I roll 3 dice. So I deal 1 damage because of the sword. I prevent 1 times the helmet damage, so there's 1 there. And then on the 6, I prevent 2 times. So I'm preventing 3 damage, but she was only going to inflict 2, so I don't get any damage, but I deal 1 damage. So with 9-0, that is the end of the gunslinger, and the samurai has won the game with honor. If you enjoy watching this video and you want to see more board game videos, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. I'll be posting more videos every week. Thanks for watching The Other Board Gamer.